Hey, it is Justin here. I am hanging out with the dogs. I think you can see Kailani there and Lincoln, who's blended in with the couch. And we're just doing a little frequently asked question here for the YouTubers and for the blog. But this just came in. I thought it was a great question. I want to answer it really quickly before I head out on the dog walk here. And it was I get bored with my workouts and I want to keep them interesting. Is it okay to change my workouts every day or every week, or should I be following more of a structured program for a few weeks at a time? And I think it's a great question because it also comes up pretty often when I'm working with clients or just friends, talking with friends about health and fitness and whatnot. And the answer is it depends, which I know is a super annoying answer to get, but I'll kind of cover that in a little bit here. I would say it depends for a couple of reasons here. Now, if your goal is to get stronger and build muscle, then I think you should follow a structured program. And for the main reason being progressive overload. Progressive overload is one of the most important things you do, if not the only thing you really need to do in order to get stronger and build muscle. And there's a million ways to do progressive overload. And I've got a link to some articles that I have on the blog on that. But basically, it means just lifting the same amount of weight for more reps or increasing the weight each week, moving it at different tempos. So if you move like a dumbbell press, sorry for my hand up in the screen here, at a negative tempo of like 3 to 4 seconds before pressing it out. So you're putting more time under tension in the muscle. A lot of other different ways to create progressive overload. It's much easier to do that if you're following a structured program because you're doing the same exercises on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for example. And then the week after that, you can base what you're going to lift from the previous week. So obviously easier to apply progressive overload. Now, if you're changing your workouts, the movements, the exercises all the time, it's going to be much harder to do that. You're probably not going to be able to remember what you did, for one thing, and also you might not be doing the same exercises on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you might not touch them again for weeks and weeks on end. So much harder to apply progressive overload if you're constantly mixing up the workouts and changing things up. Now, with that said, if you're a beginner trainer, if you're just stepping into it, or it's been a while since you've trained consistently, almost anything that you do is going to be progressive overload. So even a poorly designed program, random workouts of the day will apply progressive overload because you haven't been doing anything. So you'll probably notice that you are able to build muscle, you're able to get stronger even with not much structure. But if you have been training consistently, or maybe if you're stuck in a plateau, I think it would be in your best interest to follow a more structured program that applies the principles of progressive overload that we just talked about. And again, I'll link to an article below. Now, if your goals are not to get stronger, to build muscle, as much muscle, and you really just want to move more and work up a sweat, then changing up your workouts every day or week to week is totally fine. If that's something that you enjoy and you just want to mix that in, hey, go for it by all means. But again, if you have more clear-cut goals, I think it's in your best interest to follow a program. But with that said, who's to say you can't kind of combine the two? You can follow a more structured program on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but maybe you add a little variety at the end, a little you change up a little conditioning piece at the end or something where you change up 2 to 3 exercises, and they're not a part of your structured program for building strength and muscle. I don't know why I air quoted. I'm sorry, guys. But they could just be a fun piece at the end of the workout that you enjoy, helps you work up a sweat that changes and adds a little bit of excitement and enjoyment to the end of your workout. So, who says you can't combine both? And just look to your progress and however you like to measure that. And if you're progressing in a way that makes sense to you and you're excited about, awesome, keep rocking it. And if not, maybe it's an opportunity to look and do some things differently. Before I let you guys go, I think another way, just an interesting way to look at it is, like, say you want to learn French, right? So you study French on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But then the next week you study Spanish on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the week after that you study Italian on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then finally you come back to French. It's going to take you much longer to get better at French if you're doing it that way, if you're changing it up all the time, versus if you just hammer in and focus on learning French, even though it might be boring. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm so sorry. and not as interesting. So something to think about. I'll leave you with that. 5 minutes on the video. I'm pretty stoked on that. That was the goal. Take care. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Well, fuck me, guys. I hate when you record a video and then you think of something awesome after it or important to say after it. So you got to record something again. You can tell because I've got my jacket on and I'm ready to leave. But so I wanted to let you know, based off of that video that we just recorded, how I apply the concept of like progressive overload and kind of random workouts to my program right now. Like personally, I don't have any more health and fitness goals right now, or at least I don't have any right now outside of just lifting more with my deadlift and my back squat. So those I actually train twice a week in a progressive program, applying progressive overload. I think I train them on Mondays and Thursdays because I want to get stronger in those. But the rest of my workouts for the week are just kind of like random fun ones that I do to work up a sweat and move more. So that's just kind of an example of how you could apply it. Is it maybe the best approach? Could I do something better to improve that squat and deadlift? Maybe. But this is fun for me and I'm more likely to do it, so I'm going to keep rocking it that way. Hope that helps a little bit. I'm going to do my best to not forget to give you guys info so I don't have to do clips of the videos and try to get it all in one shot. But I'm pretty sure I got it all now. If not, you'll be seeing me again in like 10 seconds. Anyhow, me and the dogs are out.